You're listening to episode 76 of the Let's Go Comic Show. On this episode, we smell all of the floppies. We talk about Titans episode 4, and we get into Daredevil season 3 on Netflix. You're listening to episode 76 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin.
And I'm Matt.
Oh, yeah. And Matt literally just hit me in the head with a towel.
Yep.
There was a fly, and he's all...
We're just trying to take care of this fly situation.
Dude. He literally, he tells me, hey, man, I'm going to hit you. I love you, dude. And I'm going to hit you with this towel. And he hit me with the towel, and he was still surprised that I reacted. Because
I was surprised that you were surprised.
He hit me with the towel.
I couldn't really set you up any better.
There was definitely, force, and, there was some science in there.
Some science?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From,
force. Your
distance of my head to your hand and the towel.
Greater speed means greater force. I learned that with...
on The Flash?
No, on Blaze, the cartoon.
Blaze?
I have a lot of kids, man.
What's Blaze?
He's a truck.
Oh, okay.
And he talks about, engineering terms and stuff.
Is he a monster truck?
Yep.
There you go. Of course.
Blaze and the Monster Machines, maybe that's what it's called. I don't know. You kind of lose track after a while when it's not superhero related.
Yeah. Why isn't this truck wearing tights?
Although the truck was a ninja in this episode, apparently.
Oh, nice. A ninja truck. Just a giant monster ninja truck.
Yeah.
Cool.
It needed the right amount of force to karate chop through this wall.
So
me and my kids just counting up by tens. Along with this monster truck so you can chop through a wall.
So, come on. They should make a movie of this starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as
and Kevin Hart.
This truck. And Vin Diesel as the evil truck. All right. So this is the Let's Go Comic Show. We talk about comic movies, TV shows, everything in the world of comics. You can even throw a little action figure in there hey.
Yeah. Maybe even kids shows, apparently.
You mean kids shows that have nothing to do with comics, that are trucks, that wear tights, or ninjas. Anything in the world of comics.
They wear ninjas.
There you go. So that's what this show's all about. And so if you'd love to support this show, you can go to patreon.com/letsgopodcast and sign up and make things happen. Or you can just go to letsgopodcast.com/merch. Buy some merch. Someone bought some merch yesterday. Got a little thing.
Nice.
That's all. Ding, merch was bought. So all of those things help make the show better. We do not get rich off of the show, but the show does cost. And we like when people listen to the show, they're like, hey, man, I like that. I'm going to give you $1. I'm going to give you $2. And that goes into the Let's Go podcast universe of funds. And we can pay the bills and then get fun things. And when we buy fun things and you join the Patreon, we'll send those fun things to you. So there you go. It's quite a nice system. So please join us over there, and that would be amazing. Or you can, write a 5-star review on the iTunes podcast store. Right, Matt?
Yep.
Would that be good?
That would be
and
really
we'll read
good.
those on the air. And so maybe later on in the show, we will we'll read those. Matt literally, he just grabbed it. He's going to hit me. He has this is a call for help right here. He has a rag in his hand, and he's about to hit me.
I just want to kill this fly.
A fly got into the Let's Go Comic Show studio here, and it
man.
is going to get us. So
maybe we'll turn into the fly. I mean,
maybe, like Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
There we go.
Wouldn't be so bad, right? That
all
turned
right.
out well.
Or with
for
Vincent
him.
Price.
Ooh, take your pick.
Vincent Price is a little more menacing. Showed my kids Thriller the other day.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was cool. I was I watched it when I was younger than them, but they seemed to be like, Dad, this is scary.
Oh, dude, it freaked me out.
Did it?
Yeah, I had this tension, I was this inner conflict because I loved Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
But that video scared the crap out of me.
Yeah. There was 3 levels of terror. There was the fake movie in the beginning, and then there was the zombie part, and the worst part that freaked out my 6-year-old was at the end.
The very end? When
he turns around, his eyes are freaking yellow. And then we went on this Michael Jackson music video, just rabbit trail, and ended up going the Weird Al.
Oh, nice.
Eat It. And at the end of Eat It, he does the same stupid thing with his eyes. So my kids were honked up last night when they slept.
Eat It is based off of Beat It. It's not even based off of Thriller.
I know, but I think at the end of Beat It, Michael Jackson turns around and does the yellow eyes. It's
No,
almost...
not
Is it,
Beat
doesn't
It.
he?
No.
Well, at the end of Eat
It's
It...
just Thriller.
At the end of Eat It, Weird Al, he's lampooning everything. So he was trying to get his...
Dude, he's trying to get everything.
He's trying to get
That's
his
fine.
Beat It and his Thriller in one thing. So
I really loved... I had that album when I was a kid. And I loved...
Thriller? Or
Well,
Weird
yeah,
Al?
that too.
Or Weird Al.
See, he did... Because I'm fat instead of bad.
Yeah, but that was a different
That
record.
music video, dude. So funny.
Because Weird Al. There you go. He never ages, dude. That guy's eternal. So, anyways, back to the Let's Go Weird Al show. So we did not have a show last week because it was Halloween, and so we are a week out from Halloween. Did you have a good Halloween?
Yeah, it was
You dress
pretty
up?
good. I did not.
You didn't. Why not?
I just didn't. I was fighting sickness.
I know. I was with you, dude.
You were. It's been it's been like a week and a half.
Yeah.
So
Of sickness.
I'm ready to. Well, I don't really have the sickness anymore. Just
The remnants.
Stupid cough remnant.
Nice.
But yeah, so I was busy just trying to survive and get my kids all prepared for.
I thought I was gonna lose my kids, dude. At one point I didn't know they were. I was like, I thought they were up with you or behind me. My wife shows up. She's like, "Where are the kids?" I'm like, "They're up there."
So many kids.
Not there. Those were not my
Good night.
kids. I was like, they're on the street somewhere getting candy.
We did the same thing with our daughter.
Oh,
I was
gosh.
like, she's right there. I'm like, nope, that's not.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So we had your daughter, and someone else thought we had their granddaughter. And
And nope.
yeah, it was a big, like, I don't know if I can do that. But anyways, I dressed up.
But it was good. My son was Lego Batman.
That was right.
It was fun. My other son was a Minecraft character.
Nice. My boys were Ant-Man and Iron Spider.
The Iron Spider costume was pretty legit.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, for a Target
store
one,
bought.
you know,
Yeah,
I wish I would have made it. And I would have put spider arms on it.
And sewn all of those muscles into it.
No, I don't go for muscles, dude. I never, like, dude, use your own muscles.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what your
The Iron Spider suit
9-year-old
doesn't even
son
have
has.
muscles. It's like armored. Like, I don't know why there was like muscly foam in there, but I would have
That's
put
true.
I would have put Spider-Man legs, like the Iron Spider, like the 6 legs that pop out. I would have put
Oh
those on
yeah,
there.
totally.
That'd have been cool. That's what I would have added to it, but whatever.
You could have done like an Iron Spider Ghostbusters like mashup. I think that could have been good.
Sure.
The proton pack.
I should do that. He hasn't wore that thing enough, dude. But yeah, I was just a monkey, a big giant ape, and I put a Batman hockey jersey on it. I don't.
That was a pretty
for
solid costume.
It was like, what should I do? I'll dress
I
up.
felt like it was good.
I'll dress up.
So we won't get into the show, talk about some stuff, but before we do that,
Yeah.
we talk
rate
about
things.
things. We rate them. We give our opinions.
We
and
do.
That is the Let's Go rating system, and that is at the very top. We have Gotta Go.
Gotta go. That's a Snickers right there.
All right, we're gonna do some Halloween candy.
Yeah.
All right, Let's Go.
Let's Go is a bag of M&Ms.
All right, and then a Go.
A Go is like a Starburst. Like, okay, they're good, but like, I hate just eating one Starburst
Yeah,
in the
and
midst
then
of.
Don't Go. below
Don't
that.
Go is like, why did you give me raisins in a bag?
Oh,
That's a don't go.
don't hate on the raisins, man.
Yeah, that's weird because it's good for you, but like, don't give them out on
Yeah,
Halloween.
I like raisins.
Yeah, that's a don't go. And
Yeah.
then trash juice.
Trash juice is at the very, very bottom.
Trash juice is like
That's
when
when
that
you
one
hand
guy's
out
like,
like a tract or like a toothbrush.
trash. Yeah, it's like, here, come to church. That's the best candy you'll get. You're like, nah, man.
No, it's not.
It's Halloween. Like, give me a Snickers. Give me a gotta go.
Yeah, and thank God for all of those houses that counteract those other houses with giving like king size bars. out.
bars.
Those are like the jackpot houses.
I still remember when I was a kid going trick-or-treating, and this guy literally just gave us candy corn from, like, he pulled his little, like, bag of candy corn out, and he didn't wrap it, and he said, don't worry, it's not wrapped, but you know it's from me. And I'm like, I don't know you.
Dude, that's so weird.
I just knocked on your door to get candy because you live in the neighborhood.
That is don't
But
go.
you know it's from... Yeah,
Do not go.
that is a don't go. You'll die. So anyways, there's your Halloween countdown right there for you.
Yes. So usually we talk about news and reviews, and usually it's news starting out, but not a ton of news this week.
Not a ton
and
of
we really
news.
want to get to reviewing some stuff. So first, we're going to review some floppies.
Some floppies. All right, man. A lot of comics this week, dude. A lot of
stuff out.
all over the place. So
Do you check any stuff out that's new?
new, yeah. Batman 58, I actually read, and The Green Lantern, I read. I have not read Border Town 3 yet, or the Marvel Knights 20th anniversary issue, or Blackbird 2, or...
Dang, dude. Yeah.
I know.
You have a lot of stuff to catch up
Hulk, or Immortal Hulk, number 8. Invincible Hulk.
I had the day off, so I actually caught up on... I was able to read a good chunk of books. Border Town 3, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That was a really good one.
I did not. Did you read it already?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read it. I was just...
Yeah, we don't need to go into details. I'll let Justin read it, but if you're not reading Border Town, you should check it out. Yeah. It's good stuff. But we were going to spend a few minutes talking about Batman 58.
Yeah, dude. Batman 58, good comic. I like Penguin, dude. And it's hard to tell a good Penguin story. Like, there's not a lot.
Yeah. Why do you feel that is?
Well, he's not a very threatening character. I like him as kind of a side character. Like, Batman goes to him, like, hey, tell me where somebody is at. You know, Penguin's like, all right, fine, sir. You know?
Yeah.
But he is tragic. And again, when New 52 started, they had a really good series called, it was Pain and Prejudice, I think it was. And it was actually a really good kind of miniseries about Penguin's origin and tied into his mom and all this stuff. And I felt like it was written pre-New 52, but they had to, like, adjust things. Okay. Anyways, it was a really good book, and it was a really good Penguin story. And other than that, there's not a whole bunch of Penguins. I think they were trying to do the story in, what was it? It was in Detective when Tony Daniels was writing it, and he's a great artist. His writing's not the best, but it was kind of interesting. It was the Emperor Penguin, so the Penguin was kind of a title that was bestowed upon somebody, and so somebody else was trying to take over the title to be the new Penguin. And anyways, it just, I don't know, it didn't really jive. It wasn't going anywhere. So
yeah,
I kind of like this this take on the Penguin and the story. I like there's just some connectivity between the Waynes and the Cobblepots. Like, so I think they're going to touch on a little bit of that. It's a good book, you know. Mikhail Yanin's doing the art again. He's great.
Dude, his stuff is so good.
Yeah, and there's, like, you know, hints of tragedy there. So
yeah, and I think what you have there, I really love the way that, and he does it in, I would say, any of his books, but the way that Tom King does a lot with very little dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff that passes with very minimal dialogue, but you feel the impact of a lot of those things. But man, right in the middle of that, like, can we spoil it a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Him reporting to Bane in what looks like Flashpoint Batman standing.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah. I
mean, what the heck is that? Like,
yeah,
I don't understand.
You're like,
and so you're looking at this and you're thinking, okay, he's on his side, and then surprise, surprise, at the end, Alfred does not die, and it's really interesting. Did you think it was going to happen?
I thought they were going to kill Alfred. Dude. I was like, what? In my head, like, all these, this whole
person in the head. So
I know,
like,
dude.
Well,
let's shoot everybody in the head. Like, it's called Batman headshot. You know, everyone just gets taken out.
No longer dead shot.
Headshot. You know,
Deadshot's brother headshot.
Yeah. But in my head, I was like, oh dang, they're just going to take all of his people out, and then he's going to marry Catwoman, and like, excuse me, this is all I've got. You know, it's Catwoman. I don't know. Yeah. But I like the tenseness he had with Commissioner Gordon, like on the roof. He was just like, what do you have? You know, just totally.
Oh, yeah, because he's trying to talk about what happened to Nightwing.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm over it, dude. We're moving on. He's like, Rick Grayson's his own man now.
Nightwing 52 also out this
I read that, and the art is definitely different. You're like, oh, so different guy on this part, right? Doesn't feel the same. Anyways, through the fight scene, there's like this big like splash page of Batman taking out some Penguin goons. Pretty cool. Yeah. In the like Iceberg Lounge.
I like how they look like classic like Penguin goons too.
Yeah,
like, almost from like Batman 66.
Yeah, there's
a very Ingrid Bergman like kind of flair, I think, to some of this.
In the beginning, they have this funny, like, scrat, I have an umbrella for every purpose, this trick umbrella, like, situation. And then they kind of go into the modern age. Yeah, this was I don't want to say it was fun. It was a good comic, dude. It's definitely a let's go in the Tom King era of Batman comics. It's good stuff, dude. I do think that Penguin's hair would have grown out at this point. It would have been a little less shaved, but whatever. They're kind of going for a different look now. So it's cool. It's a good book, dude.
Yeah, I dig it.
Picking up Batman number freaking 58. Freaking number 58.
Yeah, it'd be good. I'm excited to see where this arc goes.
So we can touch upon Nightwing 52. It was all right. It didn't really do anything.
Excuse me.
Like, it was just more of Nightwing. I mean, Rick Grayson just kind of like, I don't want to be this guy.
That.
Being a hero sucks, but why do I have all these sweet skills? And that's pretty much it. And then
there's a group of cops dressing
up
as Nightwing.
Yeah, the Nightwing Team Nightwing. So that's the gist of that issue.
I'm just not feeling this at all, man.
It's a go. With the art, especially. With the art not there from last week. Like, it needs the same team, man. Because I'm definitely not as interested. It felt like more of a work to get through the issue. So
for sure.
Yeah. But and then I guess to round out DC, The Green Lantern #1 by Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp.
Yeah.
So what did you think, dude, about that book?
So I'll attribute it to being a Grant Morrison book. I kind of felt a little disoriented at first. Like, wait, what's going on? Where am I? It didn't seem like there was a lot to establish, like kind of something in the, I would call it a prologue, right? Like before the opening titles almost.
Yeah.
But man, there's something that just seems like classic, like 70s sci-fi, like kind of art.
Yeah.
Even the way that some of the pages are framed, the amount of detail, the kind of crazy, like trippy, like space looking stuff, like it just leans fully into all of that, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it definitely gives it its own unique flair. I think it gets the characterization of Hal right. I have no idea what's going on. That would be my one thing, like even at the end of it. But I'm really curious to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how some of the alien stuff was written. It seemed very weird and, foreign. Like, it didn't just feel like, hey, we're talking like Earth people. We're just putting those little brackets around it. Like, there was definitely, it felt like there was alien slang in there and just ways of talking. It felt really weird. At first, I was like, what the heck is he saying? So I almost had to figure out what was being said.
Those first, like, couple pages.
Yeah. So when he's talking to the Green Lanterns and what was it, Maxim Talks or whatever his name was. But yeah, it was cool. It didn't at first grab me, but then I read it a couple times. So there's some interesting thing in there. You see some of the color spectrum, like Guardian looking dudes there. That's what I thought they were. Like they're in this like weird hologram portal, like communicating.
I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. And I also liked Hal Jordan's knowledge of different species.
Yeah.
And like aliens and what it would be and stuff. Like his interaction with that dude that can make himself bigger. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I mean, you can do that, but this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. There was like some confidence there.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times Hal Jordan can be played as not just bravado, but like bravado at the expense of like actually being aware of what's going on and being like informed to where he's just kind of like dumb luck a lot of times.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm just going to be blunt force, like just keep punching stuff. But this seems like, oh no, this is a guy that's actually experienced things, like understands.
He can back it up.
Yeah. And then he's still kind of an a-hole.
Yeah. Which you want that from Hal Jordan. This random scene where he's like hanging out with this lady and then next thing you know, just how's it going? Doing some stuff.
Out in the desert, it looks like. So
see you later, hard traveling hero. Zing! Hey. So, but overall, It was definitely weird. It was a weird book. It didn't read super well. But
yeah, it felt lost a few times.
But it's Grant Morrison, so I think you have to. It's not a one and done. He's going to take you on a story, but I liked it, and the art by Liam Sharp is great. I saw some of the stuff he did for Wonder Woman. Remember, he was doing Wonder Woman Rebirth.
Yeah,
he was doing the. I think he was doing not the present day stuff, but he was doing the flashbacky stuff, right?
I think so. Yeah, whatever. I remember it was really cool.
Yeah. Anyways, the Green Lantern #1. I give it a let's go because of the art, and it's going to go somewhere. But
yeah, I would agree. The art pushes it into a let's go for me.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the Dark Stars okay. So they call them the Black Stars, but they're definitely looking like the Dark Stars. I don't know if that's something they changed the name on or what. I'm confused unless I think there's somebody else, but there was a team of space cops called the Dark Stars in the 90s, and I know they were supposed to bring them back, and maybe they did, and I didn't read it in one of the other Green Lantern books, but these people are freaking there, and I am pretty sure they called them Black Stars instead of Dark Stars.
No, I didn't catch that.
So there you go.
I hear you.
The end.
Cool. Then I picked up Justice League 11.
Oh.
Continuation of Drowned Earth story arc. Francis Manapul on art. The cover on this one to me didn't seem as good as the last cover.
Really?
Like there was something about it where I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And I love his art, but
yeah,
and his layouts are really great. Colors
the
are
variant
fantastic.
covers are really cool. But yeah, just the first page of that book was really cool. It just felt like it was wet. Just the way the color was done.
Yeah, you feel like you're underwater with kind of this eerie, kind of peaceful glow.
Yeah.
As you're looking at this flashback from Mira.
Yeah.
And then you have the next page. You have all of like the red kind of lights and stuff on Batman as he's trying to figure stuff out. Yes. The action, I think, plays really well. I think the designs are really fun, like Superman having a eye patch.
Yeah.
And Flash kind of turning, like a little bit into like, I don't know, like an ocean creature, however you would say it, like a monster. His designs for those other like aquatic gods, like there's just really, really great stuff. And I think when you have the color palettes when they're really different from each other, that's where I think the art really shines. I think once you have Wonder Woman and Aquaman flying through space or whatever on this ship, like it's just, but everything's kind of drenched in like blues and greens. You know what I mean? Like I think when you have those scenes are to me what really kind of stands out.
Dude, that graveyard of the gods, that thing looks rad.
Yeah,
that building, like it has like the water foam mist blowing off the hands. It just, to me, it smells like the Disneyland water rides. Like I smell that when I look at that picture.
Yeah.
I can just hear like that.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Totally. Yeah. I think I'm curious to see where it goes.
So you're really into this story.
I'm not really into it. This one wasn't as strong as the first issue of the arc to me.
Okay.
There's a lot going on, like a lot of different kind of little threads going along, and so I think for me, I'm trying to follow along. The art helps, but it just seems like a lot of mythology, a lot of different things trying to be jammed into one story.
Yeah.
So it's pretty dense, and maybe I just need to give it another read through. But I dig the art.
Yeah, and then next issue, Batman versus the Legion of Doom. Spoilers.
Yeah, Broken Batman.
Yeah, but he's in his
he's in his special suit.
Batman Beyond special suit.
It's not just Batman; it's Batman and Jarro.
Jarro. Jarro's the best.
Like should be cool.
I like Jarro is the character find of 2018.
Dude, it's so good.
So there you go. If you don't know who Jarro is, then read. I think he was the best thing to come out of
10, Justice League 11.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. Anything else out of DC? We're done. Marvel DC stuff. You got any Marvel books, dude?
I did pick up.
Why are you such a DC fanboy?
I know, right? Infinity Wars. Picked up number 5 of that. That's another book that feels like they're trying to get a lot in right now. And At times you feel like it's a little bit much to follow, but interested. I'm still curious, and I think you have a good handle on all the different characters that you see come through there. I think it's really interesting, and I think you have Loki being Loki. So it seems like he's helping everyone, and then at the end he kind of has his own motives, of course, because he's Loki. And so I'm curious to see, like, it's only one more issue, so I'm curious to see where this goes.
Cool. I got Marvel Knights 20th Anniversary #1.
Sorry, I would say it's a Let's Go.
Oh, yeah, please rate that. Yeah, Justice League, I would say, let's go. I got Hulk, Immortal Hulk. I didn't read anything yet, so I can't tell you, but Immortal Hulk's been really good. The last issue, he fought, like, the Avengers. This Marvel Knights #1 I'm curious about because it looks like a Daredevil story, and Daredevil's been so good. I didn't get to talk about it last time. We're going to talk a little bit about Daredevil later, but the comic has been great, and now they're like doing this like death of freaking Daredevil thing, which I don't know how I feel about that. Because there's also a little bit of like, I guess, tying into some news. Today, freaking Jay Yaz sent me a text. He's like, "Have you seen these covers?" And there's like, in January, they're going to do this like 5-issue miniseries, like weekly, called Man Without Fear.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be basically about like, in the wake of, Daredevil's death, Hell's Kitchen needs a protector, and whoever it is, he'll need to be a man without fear. And I don't know what that means. And I don't want it to be, I just don't feel someone else. Let it just be Matt Murdock. I don't know. Do they need to, I don't know why they're doing another #1. I'm just kind of, I don't know. It says, Marvel Comics has released all 5 covers to January's weekly Man Without Fear series, dealing with the events in Hell's Kitchen while Daredevil is dead, quotation marks. That is busy starring in Marvel Knights' 20th Anniversary miniseries ahead of his next reboot. Though you might be inclined to think he dies a gruesome death from looking at these covers, Dead is dead in the Marvel Universe.
What? Says who?
Yeah. Dead is dead in the but as the press release carefully notes, Daredevil is not dead, he's no more. Daredevil is no more. So I don't know what that means. It's kind of frustrating. It honestly is frustrating. I'm just like, I don't know if I care, but I like Daredevil and I want to read this. So I'm not 100% sure, man. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah. So whatever.
All right. Any other floppies that you want to talk about?
No, I haven't read any of the other ones, so I will not. But
all right.
Go buy floppies because they're great and smell good.
Please do.
Buy them.
Be part of the floppy culture.
Don't flop them until you buy them. Yeah, join the floppy culture.
Floppy culture.
Floppy couture. I got to make that shirt.
That's so
we'll
funny
do it.
to me.
We'll do it.
So talk about something floppy adjacent. That would be...
Floppy adjacent.
That would be the very latest Titans episode.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, where are you
I got
going?
there eventually. Sorry, it was trying to hold in a cough. That's why the dramatic pause.
We haven't talked
Sorry,
about
everybody.
That.
So we haven't talked about it since the first episode. We had our show. We're talking about that. Mm-mm. So, I mean, if you want, we could talk about episodes 2 and 3. But mainly I wanted to touch on this most recent episode.
Let's just dip into the Doom Patrol
Episode 4, Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I really liked it. I think the Doom Patrol was really weird and fun. And I was like, I want to watch this show.
Yeah.
I want to watch this Doom Patrol show right now.
For real.
Like, my favorite thing was Negative Man making breakfast. Like, that was the best.
I want to watch Negative Man cook.
Yeah.
Listening to AC/DC.
Yes, that should be a cooking show. Like, today, we're going to make crepes.
Yeah, they just nailed, for me, the vibe of Doom Patrol. Like, just really weird.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy, but not, like, scary. And what was cool is seeing the way that it brought out, in my mind, better things of the main cast.
Yeah.
And being around them. I was like, oh, look at Rachel, like actually engaging with people and showing some of her empath kind of powers.
Yeah.
Showing her healing powers. Like you're being able to see a little more what she can do.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I thought that was awesome. And even seeing the Doom Patrol interact with Dick and Corey, like when they came to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I feel like this is almost like a mini arc in a way, in my mind, like the first kind of mini arc in the show. It's where like, okay, like Dick Grayson was kind of, a dick to to Rachel and that he was going to leave her and that kind of stuff. They've kind of like closed the gap on that story, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, let's move forward. Let's excuse me, get somewhere. Mm-hmm. Individual characters. How'd you feel about design?
The design. You know what? Like, I think design wise, I thought everything was pretty freaking great. I did think that, I don't know, I wasn't 100% happy with how Robot Man looked. I think he looked too clunky. I know he's a big robot guy, but I think the helmet could have been a little more streamlined is all. Yeah. That's the only thing. It just reminded me of an 80s version of what Robot Man should look like instead of something a little more streamlined. And I know that's kind of nitpicky, but that's my only nitpick of the show. Because when I first saw the mask, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like how that looks. But
for
Robot Man. Yeah.
I actually took some time to get used to him not moving his mouth too. Because I always just assumed like he would at least move his mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
But that being said, by the end of the episode, I was like, I actually feel like empathy for this character. And I feel like he's still emoted through it.
Yes.
And you see him like, there's even times where you see him like asking about the food and how it tastes and that kind of stuff. You see him kind of like tapping his fingers on the plate. He's when, like, oh, I miss eating. When the chief is talking about how he's saved all of them and stuff, I was like, dude, you get a lot of those really good, like, kind of little moments. Mm-hmm. And I loved how chipper Negative Man was. Yeah. Like, loved it. I love that both of their designs were pretty much taken right out of Gerard Way and Nick Darrington's designs from this latest Young Animal run on Doom Patrol. So, yeah, I felt the same way, man. I was like, oh, dude, I'm excited for that show. Like, I want to see that. Yeah.
Same thing with... I think that Elastigirl looked great too. Yeah. I think the effects were good, even when her face was like dripping off. But that was cool. Like there was the part where she's like bubbling. That obviously looked very kind of fake because it was the same bubbles popping up in the same spots. Like, okay, that's just like some rubber casting, but whatever. It was fun. I think, that whole dinner scene was really good with Rachel. That
was really good. Yeah. To see that part of Rachel, I think to see her and Gar's connection. Yeah. I think it was really great. It's so funny. It seems like such a simple thing, but like when he like was sticking up for her and he turned green and just got the fangs and stuff, and I was like, "There's Beast Boy." Yeah, right. And I was like, "Oh, that looks really good." Like the green hair by itself looks kind of silly, but with him just being green, a little bit of the underbite like fangs, maybe make his ears pointy, and you're set. Like that's Beast Boy. Yeah, even if he just turned into a tiger. Which seems a little silly. You can't,
I guess, I don't know. You can't
it's TV,
be green the whole time or else they don't want to paint him. So the one thing that I thought was weird is how, so we know Timothy Dalton is going to be the chief, right?
Yeah, they recast all these people.
No.
Maybe not Elastigirl, but there was there were different guys originally that were going to do the voices of Robot Man and Negative Man.
Oh, there was? Yeah. I didn't know that. I know that.
Like this, I'm pretty sure this episode was in the can before they cast the Doom Patrol show.
I think that's fair, but I know Matthew Bomer, and he voiced a Negative Man on the show. So did
Brendan Fraser came in and did that, but I think that was after the fact.
You think so?
Because I was reading that like, hey, this person was actually going to play it during the show, and then for the Doom Patrol show, it'll be the cast for them. Huh. Yeah, because that's really interesting. Like casting Timothy Dalton, I'm like, dang, dude.
He looks a lot different than the current chief, this guy Bruno Blair.
This chief, they got across like that he was manipulative and kind of crazy. Yeah. I think Timothy Dalton's just going to be a better chief.
Yeah. He's going to carry more. I think he's going to carry more like gravitas too. Yeah. Like, okay. But I'm interested. I don't know if they're even going to do like an in-story reason why he looks different. Like TV shows. I doubt it. Because I mean, they just look like different people. Like Timothy Dalton, like he's like a European like dude. This guy is like of like Hispanic descent. Like you can tell, like there is some like there's definitely a different like look of these guys. So I don't know if they're going to explain that with the story or whatever. But whatever. Like either way, I don't care. It looks like some good stuff. I'm excited for. this show, man. It's going
to
be
so
Doom
Patrol.
Yeah, dude, I'm so pumped. I forget when it comes out. Probably.
How do you feel about Titans in general after this episode?
It's getting better. The last episode I didn't love. Episode 3 was kind of like whatever.
It was a little bit of a dip for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a dip. Like there wasn't enough. I want to see Robin in costume.
Yeah,
I got to see that. If you're gonna have a Titan show, like when you're barely giving us costumes, I need to see costumes, dude. And so that nitpicky, yeah, but it's comics. We're supposed to be nitpicky. It was definitely a dip. I felt that was more of a chore, but I did like Starfire and like Dick Grayson kind of getting like learning who each other were, and then I liked her little hideout where she was like, I don't know what this is, but
that was pretty cool. And I think you see a little bit of information coming your way via her, like writings and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like he was asking, what is that? And she was reading it. She can read it. And so that was cool. Like she's just talking this, like her, Tamaranian dialect or whatever the heck that is, And so, which I noticed she just dips into language really well. Like when she was was speaking German, like she was good. Like it didn't seem awkward. It felt believable. And so when she dipped into her.
And I think Russian too in that first episode.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so I thought, oh wow, she was able to like pivot really well.
Yeah. Can I say 2 other things that I liked in this episode?
Nope. That's it. You're done.
That's it.
No, go.
Where Negative Man says, "You don't want to see what I really am like," and she just says like "same" or something like that, and her eyes glow green, and I was like, "Yay, Starfire!" Cool. her eyes are green
eyes. So next week, this week, Jason Todd.
Yeah.
So his costume's different.
Can I just say on this last week's episode,
Yeah.
I love that we got the information that the house that the Doom Patrol lives at is on Danny Street.
Yep, Danny Street. Yeah,
love it.
That was cool. That was on
Sorry,
Danny
but
Street.
we do get Jason Todd coming up this week. So
yeah, they released a picture on Twitter today, and
I think Donna Troy coming up not too long after that too.
Yeah, she's got to do. She's got to show up at some point, and so hopefully it supports my idea that there was 18 Titans. I hope so. Teen Titans, Teen Titans. Yeah.
What would you give this episode?
This episode was the Let's Go episode.
I would agree.
Last week's episode was definitely a go, but this is a Let's Go. So,
agreed.
Yeah, there you go.
Good. Even with the extra blood splashes, still when that hunter shot the other guy, still this extra blood just squirted across. I'm like, that's
right.
Completely
like, you shot me.
Completely unnecessary.
Yeah, that was.
But whatever.
That was uncomfortable though. Like Robin beating up the guy, and Starfire's like, "Hey, knock it off." It just reminded me of that Batman animated series episode where Batman's like threatening this like thug.
Yeah.
And Dick Grayson's like, "Knock it off, Batman." And
well, I think what they're doing, at least they're setting it up that this isn't okay the way that Robin is currently.
No, for sure,
acting.
For sure. It's a stretch, man, for Dick Grayson for me, but I'm going with it.
Let him have his journey, man.
Yeah.
All right. So the main thing we wanted to talk about on today's show.
The main event.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. So, Daredevil season 3. I've been doing this thing where people have said, like, "Hey, what's like your favorite dinner?" I'm like, Daredevil season 3. I'm just answering everything with Daredevil season 3. Babe, what do you think about my dress? Daredevil season 3, babe.
Can I be just ostentatious a little bit and just jump right in and say what my rating for this season would be?
Go for it.
It would be a gotta go.
Yes, it is a gotta go.
This for me was the closest Marvel Netflix show or any other comic book show has come to being perfect.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it is really dang close, man. Really, really close. I would say take out the first half of the episode titled Karen, and we're most of the way there.
Really?
I just didn't care about her backstory as much. I think it's more interesting when you don't have...
They kind of pulled a Negan,
Yeah, a little bit.
Or not even Negan, a governor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like,
no,
I
totally
don't care about the governor, So,
yeah.
That's fair.
I'd agree.
All right, so Daredevil season 3, FYI. Can we rank them now real quick? The seasons?
Oh, yeah, since we've talked about this?
Yes.
Yes.
So here's my ranking of the Daredevil seasons. Season 3, Season 1, Season 2.
Agreed.
You agree?
Yep.
Oh man, we're the same. All right, cool.
Yeah, it probably would have been more interesting for me to disagree, but that's literally what I was just thinking.
No, you have to tell the truth. So, all right. So season 3 is loosely based on the story Born Again, which came out in like the 80s and by Frank Miller. And David Mazzucchelli, who also wrote Batman Year One. The same team from Batman Year One did this. And Batman Year One is my favorite Batman story.
That's awesome. Do you feel like there were some pretty good parallels and stuff still like consistent?
No, from Year
not
One.
Between Year One and Batman. I'm talking about the adaptation.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to call it Born Again, it has to have a little bit of that, like, there has to be the parallels. So, it's been a long time, but they didn't really get into the dark stuff of Karen Page. Like Karen Page has some really hunked up like backstory in the Daredevil comics.
Yeah,
like she's shooting porn and stuff like that. She's like goes into this like drug thing, which they kind of dug into the drug stuff with like her.
That's true.
Story, but it's completely a different thing. Matt's homeless in the comics. They have him living at the convent and stuff in the TV show. So there's a lot of different things.
But that's based off of in the comic. He's been found out, right? The information has gotten to Kingpin that he's Daredevil. Yeah. So that I think is similar.
So
it happens in a different way.
Yeah. So there's some other stuff going on. It's been a while. Yeah. But there's definite similarities, Yeah.
And we're going to spoil the TV show, by the way, in case you haven't picked up.
Yeah, dude, this show, dude. So overall, though, Daredevil is
incredible, man. Incredible.
I think it transcends like even like a lot of these like superhero TV lists. I think it's just a really good show. Like if you're into like, if you're going to go and say like, oh, Breaking Bad was really good. It was a great show. Like, yeah, I think that Daredevil is in that category now. This season 3 was I think it bumped it up.
I'd agree.
So acting, everything, like the whole freaking thing. So the first episode was Resurrection. Kind of takes us into like right after the end of the Defenders.
Yeah. So we pick up right from where like how the heck did Daredevil survive?
Yeah.
Right? After sacrificing himself.
Yeah. So he ends up going to Father Paul, and then he takes him to Sister Maggie, and he's going to be at the orphanage for a bit there, and
doesn't have his powers.
He's kind of blocked up, until he gets a neti pot, and then just and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm good to go now."
Well, even then, it wasn't completely.
Yeah. But
because you have like several episodes.
Yeah, I felt like once he blew it out, though, he was good,
You hear things from his point of view. That's the crazy thing is the way they edited the sound in the show. I don't know if I actually like walked up to my speaker and like checked. One channel, like the left side, was clear audio, and the right channel was muffled.
Yeah.
To like emulate like how he couldn't hear out of one of his ears.
Yeah.
Which is like brilliant, just from like a technical aspect. I loved that.
Yeah, exactly. Like taking an extra step. That's great. Let me see. Where am I at? So with you have that sideline story going on, and then you have like Agent Ray, like Nadeem, his storyline,
who's like kind of introduced out of the blue. Like just all of a sudden you're following this guy.
Oh,
like,
who's this guy? Story? Who is he?
But then his connection to Fisk at the end of the episode, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was.
His storyline throughout the whole season was really compelling.
Yeah, but I just knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
And
it seemed pretty obvious right from the... Like, okay, you're being played and you're going to figure it out and then you're going to have to die probably.
So I knew that was going to happen. I had this like idea that, okay, he's dead.
They did a couple of will they, won't they kind of moments though with him.
Dude, I'll tell you this though. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to completely go... like linear with this because there's just some parts that popped out to me.
I think we have to.
But there's that scene when he goes to the house of his boss
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden I was like, wait, this is weird. Because when they were painting, I was like, wait, the last time someone was painting, someone died. And it was Dex's chick, right? Bullseye's girlfriend. Remember, she comes home. She's like, who let you in here? Pop, pop. And she dies in the hallway of her apartment.
I don't even remember that.
Remember that?
Wow.
Where they killed, not his girlfriend, but the girl he was into.
No, the
right?
girl he was into, yeah.
Yeah.
I missed that scene.
Yeah. You missed that scene?
I totally missed
Where she
that.
comes home and people are painting and she's like, who let you, she's like, the superintendent or the manager let you in? And pop,
Dang,
pop, she's dead. They wrap her up in like painting cloths and that's it. And you don't see her again until she's like her frozen body, right? Well, when I saw the drop cloths in her house, I was like, oh, shoot, someone's going to die, dude. And I thought it was going to be Nadim right there. I thought she was going to take both of them out. But then she like straight framed him. Not framed him, but like kind of set him up to like, you're going to take the fall on this.
Yeah. As soon as she like popped the other dude in the head like that jolted. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, oh, dang, things got crazy. But there was a lot of that in these episodes. Like there was a lot of like just great fights, great like just little scenes of like, oh shoot, like what the heck? Like we were just talking about. I know you didn't like the Karen Page episode 100%, but there was parts in that that were like, oh dang, dude, like when her brother dies, like it's just sad. It was like tragic. Didn't even feel like a Daredevil show. All of a sudden I'm watching the Karen Page show, you know? Like
yeah.
That was sad. There was a lot of like they're setting you up to care. Like you're like, oh, her brother seems like a good dude, you know? Like what happened to her brother? How is she responsible? And like, that's her side, you know? Her tragedy begat tragedy, and you see why she does what she does now with, you know, Foggy and Matt. So, yeah, dude. Okay, so the fight scene in the hospital, that was freaking great.
In the prison, you mean?
Yes, sorry.
I mean, it started in the medical.
Yeah. Dude, that fight was so good.
All one shot.
Yeah, dude.
Almost 11 minutes.
That one was like, that one made me feel like these guys are really beating the crap out of themselves. And as I watched these episodes, man, I think I got it all done in about 5 days. But like not 5 in a row, like 5 total days, you know. I remember watching, gosh, was it the first episode of Titans? Or was it I think it was the second episode of Titans that came out that week. And I don't want to compare them because there are two different things, but where the Titans fighting was super stylized with like Hawk and Dove and everything.
Right.
It's filmed in darkness to hide some of the not the mistakes, but you know, things you can get away with. You shoot in the dark that kind of cover things up. This was all done in like light, you know.
And with Charlie Cox doing
a lot of the work,
all of it.
It was really well done. Like there wasn't those
when
like
you trade it out, like it wasn't obvious.
Yeah, and one of the things I think they do that helps is when someone gets punched, it's not like back and forth like on these other shows where you're kind of like, oh, come on, if this is a real fight, you punch back because everyone seems ready. What they do great is they show exhaustion, and so it does give the actor and the stunt guys a chance to like maybe catch their breath. I don't know if it's a trick or if it's intentional, but it feels more real. Like, okay, because if you're in a real fight, you're not going to just be like bam, 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 like, you know, Robin
over
is.
and over again.
You're going to be like, oh, dude, I just got freaking punched in the face. I'm disoriented. Like, they do that so well that it's so much more believable. And I think even with season 3, I think they killed it. Like, season 2 had that one fight with the chain where he's fighting everybody when he has the gun in his hand. That was really a great scene.
Oh, that's true.
That was kind of like the sequel to the hallway fight. But I think season 3 had so many more great, like, dude, the church fight. Oh, dude, that was good, man.
That was a good one for me. Honestly, I want to say it was episode 6, though. The fight at the newspaper place.
Oh yeah,
the New York Bulletin. Sorry, that one for me was crazy because I'm like, you've gotten to see, and we haven't mentioned him yet, but you got to see Dex.
Yeah.
Like, you got to see him kind of fully unleashed.
Yeah,
and
dude.
Him and Matt going toe-to-toe for the first time.
Yeah.
Because I remember, dude, when he comes in and saves Fisk, like he does, like, with the ambush on, like, when he's trying to get out of prison.
Yeah.
And he comes in and takes out all those dudes that ambushed them, the Albanians or whatever. that was crazy.
Yep.
And so every time you had that, like the way they showed his abilities, I thought were fantastic.
Yeah, it was. There was part of it that was comical, because some of the things that he throws and stuff, but
that's like what he does, though.
Yeah,
like,
and it's what he does.
Into a weapon.
And in the church, it was freaking. It was brutal, but like the one that it was shocking. The Office, because it was just like these people. He just walked in there as Daredevil.
Yeah.
And all they know is Daredevil killed him. You know, the last thing that they think of. And he's just taking people out, dude. Like, whoo, whoo, whoo. And like, you even think like, oh, Foggy's going to get it right in the throat. And like, finally he grabs the billy club and just like, you know. One thing I noticed with Bullseye in the suit, the suit definitely disguises him. Because I'm like, it doesn't look like the same dude. When he's in when he was in the outfit, it didn't look like the same guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if just like a
I feel like
little
with
side
Matt,
thing.
it's like, no, it's still pretty evident.
Yeah, you're kind of like, oh, that's him because he's stubbly and blind, you know. But like with Bullseye, it's very much so like, oh, that looks like a different cat. So.
Yeah, and I don't think like most. I love the way that there's been this slow burn at getting Wilson Fisk to Kingpin.
Yeah,
like to have him officially like referred to as Kingpin.
No, we don't say his name. We call him Kingpin. Yeah,
I was like, hell yeah.
He's wearing that white coat, white jacket.
Dude.
And then he had his like sexy version of it. Like he had I feel like he had 3 different white coats, man. He had
cool.
His lounge version, and then he had like the weird like shiny version, like the TV preacher version. It's all shiny and stuff.
Yeah. Dude, it was so good. But you see his like story over the last couple of seasons, right? It's this slow kind of build to get him there. Mm-hmm. I feel like they want to do that with everybody, and I don't think you need to necessarily. But it seemed pretty balanced with the way they did it with Dex / Bullseye with getting him to where he's at. I, just as a preference, would have liked to see him become Bullseye officially at some point.
The thing at the end with the eyeball, the hint, was kind of goofy. That was one goofy really thing of the whole thing. It was like, wait, what? All right. He needs to get a suit.
Why does he have a bullseye in his eye reflected? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
It didn't. It was like, hint, hint, hint.
No, but like seeing his backstory and like seeing him really struggle and go back and forth with listening to the tapes and like trying to find something that's the true north. And then I think what makes that even more heartbreaking is watching Fisk come in and manipulate the hell out of him. Yeah. To be like, hey, no, I'm totally caring about you. And then he's just using him. Yeah. Like, gosh, dude, it was just done so well. And you really see, like, I really feel like Kingpin, when he's done well, like, you look at him and the way he runs things, and you're like, there's literally no way. Yeah. That's how I felt. It was just like. And at this point, that's what I'm saying. This season, I felt, I'm like, there's no way. Yeah. There's no way everywhere. To beat him. Yeah. Especially once you found that reveal of, like, the FBI being in his pocket. Yeah. You're like, well. Yep, you're done. Like, what are you even supposed to do right now? So it gave a really great sense of tension and of danger. Like, I wasn't sure who was going to make it out alive of this season. Yeah. And it did throw kind of a wrench. And I was kind of like, oh, dang, like, Foggy can be the DA. That'd be kind of interesting. Like, just for the show, you know? Yeah. And there was a little bit of like, dude, he's going to do it. And they got the whole thing with his family and the market and how they did that. And you're like, oh, dang it, you know? And you can almost, you get the character's disappointment. And then you as a watcher, you're like, oh, dang, I kind of wanted to see that. Because Foggy's one of my favorites. Had it. I didn't think, like, I really like Jon Favreau's version of, like, Foggy in the Daredevil movie. And, like, I will say that Eldon Henson is Foggy for me now. Like, I really like him. Yeah, and he's another character to see, like, where he's gone over the last 2 seasons and then his development over this season. Yeah. Seeing where it makes sense at the end for the 3 of them to be like, hey, let's get back together, and it doesn't feel like forced. Yeah. Where it feels like, no, like, he's had, like, this change of heart. He's gotten a taste of all the success that he wanted, but now he's seeing, you see these glimpses from the beginning of the season to him being kind of a little discontented with that. Like, he was so good. You see him be brave. You see him grow as a character. You see him still be like that guy. It's like, man, I'm just always going to follow Matt. Like, I'm just never going to leave him. I love, what was it? Daredevil season 2 where he's in the
the hospital with Claire, and he just handles everybody. He like kind of tells them what's up. Like, hey, these people are here to help you. Like he gives them that big speech.
Oh yeah.
Or was that Luke Cage? I don't remember.
Because
he's made little spots here and there. He's made guest spots.
Yeah, I think it might have been Daredevil season 2.
Okay, may have been. I was just like, I like when he does kind of when he challenges people, because I like when he challenged the DA at the thing. I like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's really good at that. When Vanessa shows up, it's so fun. Like Vincent D'Onofrio, dude, like he's so nuanced as the Kingpin. Like he goes from being like cold-blooded, calculated, but still kind of like, he's like, he plays the Kingpin so like childlike, like as a kid when he beat down his father, it's like he's locked into that like mindset. And when Vanessa's around, it's like he is kind of like a puppy dog, but it's like he's a puppy dog that has a lot of power. Like he's a giant Rottweiler dog, but it's very like, it acts like a puppy, but has all this power and people fear it. And this one lady can like manipulate it. And there's that point where she's just like, I know what you're doing. Let me in. Stop hiding it from me. And for a second, you think she's just going to leave him. And I thought she was going to leave him and he's going to go full on rage mode and like, no. But she's like, no, man.
No, I'm in.
Let me pull them strings, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when she
orders the hit.
She orders the hit. And you're like, oh, dang, Vanessa, you're a bad girl.
Yeah, you see that, and you see that side, like Kingpin is multifaceted.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, I think, when you see him, the use of his character is when he's like the shoulder devil for Matt, like in that one episode where he's just kind of like lingering behind, like pestering him. And then later to see the opposite of that with Matt's dad, Jack, being almost like the shoulder angel is like what I like envisioned. You know what I mean? Again, such a cool use of those characters where you're still using those characters, but you're using them in a different way. Same with how they showed Dex's backstory as Kingpin's kind of observing it inside his own like penthouse, like those things. And you first see him like clock that baseball coach, like with the deflected like shot with the baseball. I was like, what?
I like those. I like the subtle touch of the bullseye on his baseball hat.
Yes,
that was cool.
Agreed.
But what was it? Maybe
that more of that. Come on.
Maybe that was that the remember the trailer? Was that what it was? It ended up being his baseball hat. Yeah. What did you feel about the reveal of Maggie and then kind of the betrayal with the priest? Like, I mean, for us, we knew. Did you know that it was his mom?
I felt like there was... I don't remember, honestly, how I found out, but I feel like I remembered, like, wait, didn't his mom become a nun?
Yeah.
And I didn't remember if that was in the show or outside of the show, because you had his dad calling her before he, like, didn't throw the fight, right? Like, he made that call.
Yeah. Which is not weird. Is like, this boxer dude, like he's like, hey, what's up, nun girl? Let's hang out, you know? I don't know. That part was funny.
Yeah, so, I mean... it was kind of interesting. So, I mean, once you had her in one of the episodes, it's like, well, I almost took a different path or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because you're his mom. Okay, got it. So how did I feel about it? I thought it was cool, and I think it falls into... I'd love to talk about the overarching themes a little bit in a little bit, but I think it played into that, and part of what Matt was dealing with... And man, yeah, it just felt like it landed for me. It felt like this genuine hurt of like, this whole time you could have cared for me. Mm-hmm. Like you could have been my mom.
Yeah.
Like that felt like really real.
Yeah.
And then having Father Latham, having him die, and that kind of like what snaps him back into it. Like, I don't know, it felt right.
Yeah, and the loss of him. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wish he didn't
because he was like a father figure, you know?
Yeah, there was a little bit of me like, oh man, I wish he didn't die, but I think that's what pushes him back into being like Daredevil, you know?
Yeah.
I love the whole, like him wrestling with God and like this is what I'm here to do, and I did all these things, and like bad things are happening, so he wrestles with like, why is this even a gift? You know, like, why am I doing this?
And I think that's like, well, you see, I'm sure there was a lot of it in, I haven't read the Born Again arc, but I'm sure there's a lot of imagery, like a lot of Catholic Christian imagery in that. And so I think you had that throughout, right? And I think for me, it's almost like you saw Matt's like crisis of faith, like, because he's never shied away from it in the other seasons. Like, he's always been like there, always kind of worked through it, feel like he's doing like God's work, quote unquote, you know, like that kind of a thing. And to have all of that stripped away and have him being like, nope, like just disillusioned, and to have him feel like, I'm walking away from this. Yeah. But he can't. Like that's the thing, like, you get to at the end is like, you look at Dex and you look at, that's someone that is completely disconnected morally and spiritually. Yeah. Literally wearing the Daredevil costume. So we get to see what that version of Matt would be.
Good. Dude, that's good.
Like, we get to see that. And I think that's part of like what part starts to pull Matt into like reaching out to Karen and Foggy for help. Like, you know, actually re-engaging a little bit. Because I think he thinks that he's like, nah, like, I'm disconnected. I'm disconnecting. I think I read someone like talking about it, like, I'm disconnecting my spirit and my body. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm just the devil. Like, I'm not Matt Murdock. But then I think he just finds that that's not true. Like, he's struggling with it and struggling with it and struggling with it. And at the end, it's like, because what is it that he says to Fisk? Like, it's something like, I won't let you destroy who I am. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's the moment. Like, that's the culmination of this whole season. And for me, as much as the cool moments along the season, for me, like that, like even thinking about that again, that's the biggest impact. I was like, dude, this is the story. This is the story of this guy that's completely broken. Things that he thought was like a heavenly gift or whatever, like this spiritual gift in a way, you know what I mean? Like this superpower stripped away. Yeah. Like friends, like his identity, like everything stripped away. Who is he really? And I think that's the journey you see, and that moment where he has Fisk, like he has him there, and he could have made that change. Yeah, he could have made that change into who he was, and Fisk wanted him to. Like, he was like goading him into it, but then he was like, and he just, I think he like screams it, right? He's like, I won't let you destroy who I am.
Well, he's fighting in the penthouse. Yeah, yeah, dude, that whole scene was freaking brutal. Like the fight between Fisk.
When he takes Dex and slams him into the wall like that, when you're like, oh, his back is definitely...
Yeah, you're all, oh, that hurt. That's why my back hurts right now. That's why my back hurts. Because watching Daredevil episode 13.
I just think those things were done so well, and it never felt heavy-handed. It never felt like... It never felt like it was like someone was trying to make like Christian or Catholic propaganda.
Yeah, but it felt like a real... I mean,
it was very honest with those things.
You can't remove those things from Daredevil, like from his story. Like his faith is such a huge part of who that character is. Like, if you took it out, if you took it away from him, it makes him less of who he is. That's a huge defining trait of who Daredevil is, and it's part of the whole like weird dichotomy of him being lawyer, vigilante, like Catholic guy, devil. You know, and so he has all these weird like things that are warring on in him, but it's who he is, and you can't take that away.
Fisk almost seemed like this like devil figure of like just this like twisting and manipulating everything. And then you have, like I said, you just have Dex on this one side, you have Matt on this other side that I think you're experiencing, like you're seeing an orphan, you're seeing someone with gifts, you're seeing someone that's been hurt, that's been, you know what I mean, turned back on and that kind of stuff. And you're seeing Dex is like, I have a North Star and it always changes. And Matt's like, whatever, I don't have a North Star anymore. Yeah. But then you see like he actually does. Like that didn't actually go anywhere. And so I think that those just seemed really poignant for me. Seemed really those seemed like really beautiful parts of the story. I remember him like, it's probably like the second or third episode maybe where he's talking, maybe even the first one where he's talking about Job and likening himself to Job. Yeah. Where you're like, man, like you can like taste the bitterness. Like, like he is like angry, he's hurt, like, and to see him go from there and where he's at the end of the season, I think it would be too much for him to be back in the outfit and reclaiming that.
See, I was opposite. I was hoping there was some type of redemption of him as a hero in Hell's Kitchen, like in the suit, because like they were very like that's Daredevil. You know,
I wanted that at first, but
he was like, "I want my suit back."
The longer this, yeah, I'm coming for you and I'm coming for my suit or something like that. He said something like badass like that. But
coming for my suit.
Coming closer to the end of the season, though, I kind of that's when I kind of changed my thought process on that, where I was like, man, I feel like that would be too easy.
Yeah.
In a way. And it wouldn't make sense because I'm like, how are they going to orchestrate it to where publicly he's seen as Daredevil and it's a good thing? Like, there's just so much to that. Like, I don't feel like that's something you do in like an epilogue or something. As much as I want him to be in that suit or even like a new suit, like that would be awesome. Like there's, you know what I mean? And there's that part of me that I wanted Bullseye in his suit. Like I wanted those things. But what I got though, just
like his
felt
rehab suit or something. It's like, it's probably going to be something like that. Like a back brace bodysuit. Like you have to wear this. I don't know.
That's in the comics, right? Like he got like his spine, like,
yeah. Cause remember they did it at the end of the Daredevil movie as well. Remember?
Did they?
Like he
totally
was all beat up,
that.
and at the end, like
they fixed his spine up.
He was able to kill this fly. Like, you know how you were beating me with the fly? Remember how you beat me with the napkins and stuff? He like ends up killing it. Like I think he uses I don't know if it's not a peanut. It's something where Colin Farrell at the end. It's like the hidden scene, like the first post-credit scene.
Okay, I do remember that.
Yeah.
To where he's not completely out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that for me, like those themes and stuff, like really kind of topped it off for me and made this a really special season. And they didn't make it in a really weird, bad place at the end of it, like Iron Fist and Luke Cage both did. Like both of those, I was like, I don't know if I want to keep watching more stuff if this is the direction you're going.
Yeah.
And this one, it finished, and I'm like, yep, more please. Mm-hmm. Please don't stop making this show. This is, like I said, this is as close to perfect of a comic book show as I've seen.
Yeah. It's really good, man.
Any other character stuff or like moments or anything that stuck out to you?
Like in the comics, like Nuke ends up in it and stuff like that, which Nuke was in the first season too. of Jessica Jones. Remember?
And an episode or two of season 2.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to bring him in, but
I agree. But it's not like he became Nuke, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hey, he's back. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, we had, trying to think, Karen, Foggy, Matt, Dex, Wilson Fisk. Any other stuff you want to say about him other than his awesome suits?
Oh, man. We're going to end the show, and I'm going to be like, oh, we should have talked about this. So, yeah. Let me see. Fights, great. Acting, great. I like the interactions with the police and Foggy and how they're just kind of like, you're just freaking that lawyer guy. You know, they're all kind of like, this guy, dude.
Yeah.
But they all kind of have this mutual respect for him. I do like that people tend to know that Daredevil's a hero. And it's just like, what? He's a bad guy. He did all this stuff, you know. That's why I kind of wanted the redemption at the end of like him in the suit. Yeah. I wanted that hero shot at the end.
I get that.
Of like him in the suit and like he does like a sweet
same
backflip.
Way at the end of season 1, that weird, like he puts both of his arms up and jumps.
Yeah.
That was awkward.
I don't know. Daredevil's like my favorite, dude. He's my favorite. I'm wearing a Daredevil shirt right now.
Oh, you are?
Let me see. Let me take it off.
Let me see.
It's underneath.
Don't take it off. Just take the flannel off so I can see it. Like just, dude, man without fear.
Yes. Boom.
I feel like they referenced that in the show at one point too. They said something about him being afraid.
Think so.
Probably. Like, yeah, he's the man without fear.
He is. Oh, he's not afraid of anything. He can fight Green Lantern. Ooh, who wouldn't fight? Green Lantern or Daredevil? Probably Green Lantern because his ring would smash
Green
him.
Lantern. Yeah.
Like really, I mean, once you encapsulate him in a green bubble and just squish him, he's dead. Like,
yeah, basically.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't be a hero.
That'd be a sad end.
That'd be Parallax. Thank you, Parallax. So, all right, Daredevil season 3. We both give it a gotta go. It's so good. We'll probably talk about it again. It's gonna be kind of like it's gonna be the Empire Strikes Back of like these Netflix shows. Yeah. You know, people are gonna be like, oh, the best one is Empire Strikes Back. I mean, is Daredevil season 3, and then people are gonna be like, but no, like Iron Fist season 2. Like, no, that's
be your
Ewoks.
answer for everything. Daredevil season 3.
Babe, what do you want to eat for dinner? Daredevil season 3. It's our anniversary. Daredevil season 3, babe. What? I'm going to give her a box set of it when it comes out. Here you go. Daredevil season 3. Yeah, dude, do you think they're going to do season 4 with all these shows getting canceled?
I don't know. I wonder if that's a thing happening because of the Disney streaming service happening, or if it's just some shows are worth it, some shows aren't.
I don't know. Kevin Feige, they announced a freaking Winter Soldier and Falcon show too.
Oh yeah,
like that sounds fun. So
I'd watch that.
Maybe once these shows come to the Disney app, maybe like Daredevil's able to hang out with these guys now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wishful thinking. I just want Daredevil to like hang out with Spider-Man. I want Kingpin to crush Spider-Man. So there you go. All right.
Let's do it.
So that being said, we're gonna end this episode. Thank you for listening and downloading. Please join our Patreon. Go check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can dialogue, get on those message boards and talk and be like, "Ooh, my favorite comic this week was." Insert favorite comic this week, and we'll talk about it. It'll be good.
Insert favorite comic.
Favorite comic. So, Matt, people want to talk to you. What is it?
At Matt Ritchie on Twitter.
There you go. You can hit me up at J_Rocker. You can hit the show up at Let's Go Comic Show, and you can do that on Twitter and Instagram. Please visit our website at www.letsgopodcast.com, where you can check out this show and the Let's Go podcast, which we had a new episode last week. And the Start Today podcast, which they just wrapped up a 2-parter talking about M. Night Shyamalan movies. So there you go. Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening. My name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
Let's go.
Let's go.